if you live in Korea or spend a significant amount of time here, sometimes you're going to find a situation where you're going to have to use things like the bank, right? So banking is not always the most fun thing in the world. It's always nice to get money in your bank account, but actually setting up that bank account and making sure that things are working properly can be kind of a difficult and challenging task, especially when you're doing it in a country that's not your own. So let's go through this process of thinking about what it's like to use the Korean language when you want to go open your bank account at the bank. So first things first, I want to just clarify a concept here. But first thing would be the word for bank in Korean is 은행, right? 은행. So let's go to the 은행 and we'll set up a bank account. But the issue with bank accounts is that there are multiple words here. One word, the word for the bank account itself would be 은행 계좌, right? Bank account, literally bank account. 은행 계좌. 계좌 means account, right? But oftentimes in daily life, even when you go to the bank, or if people ask you about your bank, like, do you have a bank account at which bank or whatever, they may not actually use this word. They may use it, but they may use another word, which is called a 통장. So what's this word 통장? 통장 is a bank book. You know those, like, it's like a, you know, when, like, back in the day when you would go to a bank and you would get a checkbook and they would give you a little bank book along with it where they would print how much money you have left in the bank, right? Or they would print every transaction. That's what this 통장 is. But nowadays in Korean, you may see both words being used sort of almost interchanged. 어느 통장이에요? 통장 있어요? Like, do you have they're asking you if you have an account, but they're actually asking about your bank book. They're using the word for bank book. So just be aware that sometimes those words are used interchanged, but the meanings are definitely different. That 계좌 is your account, and that 통장 is referring to that actual booklet. So you know this word 통장, and you know this word 계좌. So you can go about this multiple ways. You could just say, make me a bank book, or open an account, right? You can sort of go either way. For me, the easiest way to go would be actually to talk about the bank book. 통장 만들어주세요. 만들어주세요 is please make me, right? 통장 is the bank book. And if you need to make a bank book, you're going to have account first. So if you say 통장 만들어주세요, that means they're going to make you an account and get you a bank book. So 통장 만들다, 통장 만들어주세요. 통장 만들고 싶어요. There's all sorts of sentences you can make with 통장 만들다. Another way you could say it would be using the word 계좌. But the word 계좌 is not that often used with 만들다. You could do it. You could say 계좌를 만들어주세요. That's totally fine. Nobody's going to be like, oh, that's weird. You're wrong. But typically, you're going to see this word 계좌 along with another sort of more difficult word, 개설. 개설. This is a more difficult high-level vocabulary, Sino-Korean vocabulary that means to open something, whether it's an account or an institution or something official. You're opening something official. 계좌 개설해 주세요. Open an account for me, please. 계좌 개설해 주세요. And they're going to give you a bunch of forms. And now these application forms are called 신청서. 신청서, right? 서 is referring to like a piece of paper. And 신청 is the word for apply, right? So if you want to apply for something, they actually use the word 신청하다. The verb 신청하다. 신청할게요. 신청했어요, right? So you have to write 신청서, so application form. The bank teller is probably going to ask you just for ID. They're probably just going to say 신분증, right? 신분증 보여주세요. 신분증 주세요. Show me your ID or give me your ID. 신분증. So when they say 신분증, they're probably referring to a Korean national ID card that most Koreans are holding, right? Maybe they'll say 민증 or something, but they'll probably just say 신분증. But for you, if you're not a Korean citizen, that's referring to your 여권 and your 외국인 등록증, your passport and your ARC. So just make sure you remember one of those. And if you tell them that, they're going to give you a bunch of forms, right? You make sure you have your ID with you, right? So when it comes to signing, they're probably going to use two other vocabulary words. They might use the word 서명 or they might use the word sign. So sign, you can probably figure out that means, to to sign something, right? Sign. 서명 is actually exactly the same word. It's just that sign comes from English and 서명 is a Sino-Korean word that is originally used in Korea. So 서 is referring to writing something and 명 is referring to your name. So 서명 means literally write your name. They'll ask you to give them a 비밀번호. So you'll just put this in the keypad. They won't be able to see it, so don't worry about it. You just enter probably, 4 numbers or whatever. So that's probably what they're going to ask you to do. And then they'll probably move on to asking you to provide some passwords. So the word for password in Korean is 비밀번호. 비밀번호. It's actually kind of a cute word. A 비밀 is a secret, and 번호, like you know before from 번호표, which was your number ticket, right? To wait in line is number. So 비밀번호 is secret number. 계좌를 만들어 주세요. 계좌를 개설해 주세요. 신청서에 서명을 해 주세요. 비밀번호를 눌러 주세요. This is Tyler, and I'm your Korean study buddy, and you're listening to Super Radio. This has been Real Korean. 다음에 만나요.